Today, I installed a mod that adds a bunch of new golems to Minecraft. From the leaf golem to the netherite golem, I'm going to be rating all of these golems from 1 to 10 to see which are the best new golems. The first golem I'm going to make is the leaf golem, which has 6 hearts and it gives potion effects to self. So let's get our leaves like this, and we'll place some leaves down right here, and I'll just put the golem head on it. And this is our leaf golem. He has regen particles, so that's what it means when it says that he heals himself. But other than that, I don't really see what this guy does. I mean, he's just a leaf golem. You punch him, nothing really happens. What if we put a sapling in front of him? Will he grow it? No, it doesn't look like he's growing the sapling. I don't know what this guy is really supposed to do. The last test. Let's see what happens if you kill the leaf golem. Do you get anything useful? You get an apple, redstone, and leaves. Okay, I mean, that's not that bad. That's kind of like a tree. I won't lie, the leaf golem probably isn't that useful, so I'm gonna give this guy like a 2 out of 10. But there's so many more golems for us to look at, so let's open this book up again, and let's go back to this page. And the next golem we have is the TNT golem, which is obviously built with TNT, and it says caution, may explode randomly. This one sounds a lot more interesting than the leaf golem, so let's get our TNT, and we'll place this TNT here, and we'll put the golem head, and this is the TNT golem. Yeah, this guy looks way better than the leaf golem. His eyes look kind of strange though. I don't really know why they're green. I guess it's because a regular golem has red eyes, and the TNT is red, so they had to be green. It said the TNT golem explodes randomly, but I'm not really seeing it yet. He doesn't seem to be blowing up. I wonder if maybe we have to give him a mob to fight first. So let's see if this husk makes him explode. Oh, he has particles. Oh, and he actually exploded. That was actually pretty cool. I mean, it's kind of useless though, because the golem is dead now, but it was cool. The TNT golem was definitely a lot better than the leaf golem, but I still don't think he was that good, so I'm probably gonna give this guy a 4 out of 10. So let's go back to the golem book again, and next we have the moss golem with 40 health. That's a lot of health. He places moss carpet and gives potion effects to himself. Okay, let's get our moss block, and let's just spawn the moss golem over here. Okay, it kind of looks like this guy is wearing a ghillie suit. I don't really know if this guy looks that good. He does seem to have some kind of flower on his back though, so I guess that's kind of cool. But other than that, I don't really know. This guy's kind of boring. He also only has one eye, so that's kind of strange. But yeah, it says he places moss carpet, and that's all he really did. He placed 2 moss carpets, and then he stopped. So yeah, I don't know about this guy. I'm probably gonna give him like a 1 out of 10. We don't even need to see what he drops. I mean, he has 40 hearts. I'm not killing this guy. The next golem is the straw golem, which is actually interesting because it says it grows nearby crops, which actually sounds kind of useful. So let's just build our straw golem, and this is how the straw golem looks. He looks just like the other ones, except he's made out of straw. But now we can get a crop, and let's see him grow it. So let's just place crop right here, and he should grow this. At least that's what it says. He doesn't seem to have any interest in growing it though. He's just walking away. What if we add a few more? Oh, let's just place some more here. And now there's no way he doesn't grow these, right? Come on, do what it says you're supposed to do. Okay, I don't know if the straw golem is all that useful if he's not even gonna grow the crops. Maybe I have to right click him or something, or give him the hoe. Nope, he's just walking away. He doesn't even want the hoe. If the straw golem can't do the one thing it's supposed to do, I'm gonna have to give this guy a 0 out of 10. I mean, this is just bad. He's just not growing the crops at all. Okay, on to the next golem, I guess. The next golem is the melon golem, which plants flowers and gives potion effects to itself. They all seem to give potion effects to themselves. I don't know why. So let's just get a melon out, and we'll place these melons like usual, and we'll put the head on top. And yeah, it's just another golem. But this time, this guy looks kind of interesting. I mean, he has leaves for arms and melons for fists. That's pretty cool. But other than that, he's just a melon. Just a big giant melon. Wait, did he place that flower? I'm pretty sure he planted that flower. It did say the melon golem is supposed to plant flowers, so it would not be impossible for him to place that. I don't think this flower spawns here naturally. Let's just wait and see if he places another flower. Okay, this is taking way too long. I don't think he's gonna place a flower again. Let's see what we get when we kill the melon golem. All you get is some melon seeds and some melons. Okay, that makes sense. I mean, he is a giant melon, so. And over here, the straw golem still hasn't grown the crops. Okay, this guy is just useless. Okay, it's time to move on to the next golem. And the next golem is the honey golem, which has 42 health. I think that's the most health we've seen yet. And he gives potion effects to the enemy and splits in 2. Okay, we have to see what happens here. So I'm assuming he's made with honey blocks, so let's place some honey blocks right here, and we'll place the golem head on top. And yeah, this is the honey golem. I wonder how this guy splits in 2. That's so weird. But first, let's spawn a husk, and let's see if he gives potion effects to him. Yeah, he gives him a bunch of different potion effects when he hits him. And the husk isn't even fighting back. I guess he just got paralyzed by all the effects or something. We didn't see the honey golem split in 2 though. I'm wondering what that looks like still. I wonder if I right click him, it'll do anything. Nope, he's not splitting into 2 yet. Maybe he has to get hit to split into 2, so let's spawn a warden. Oh yeah, he split into 2 tiny honey golems, but they died instantly. So yeah, when you kill the honey golem, who seems to be giving me a ton of potion effects by the way, I just got so many different effects. He spawns 2 tiny honey golems, which actually look pretty cool. I mean, this is kind of funny. And when you hit these golems, they don't give you potion effects though. The tiny ones are useless, but they do look pretty cool. So because he spawns tiny golems, which is actually kind of unique, I'm gonna give the honey golem an 8 out of 10. I mean, this one's definitely my favorite so far, but there's still more golems to look at. So let's open the book, and next we have the wool golem, which doesn't really do anything, it just says it's the wool golem. And we have the mangrove root golem on the other page, so let's spawn both of these. For the first golem, we have the wool golem, so let's just spawn this. And yeah, that's the wool golem. He's got a little bit of drip on him, actually. He seems to be wearing some black clothes, which is kind of cool. I do have a question, though. If I spawn a golem with red wool, is he going to be red instead? Yeah, he has red clothes instead. That's actually pretty cool. That is all they really do, though. There is literally nothing else on the page. But yeah, the wool golem is pretty sick. I'm gonna give this guy a 5 out of 10 just because he has drip. And next, we're gonna make the mangrove root golem, which just says it regens health naturally like all the other golems. And yeah, this is just a mangrove root golem. I mean, there's nothing really special about this guy. I wonder what happens when you kill him and you just get mangrove roots. Yeah, honestly, the mangrove root golem is pretty lame. I'm gonna give this guy like a 1 out of 10. Up next in the book, we have the nether wart golem, which gives fire protection and plants nether wart. So to make it, we need a warped wart block. So let's get some of these. And now we have a blue nether wart golem. This guy looks pretty cool. I also want to check out the red one, obviously, so let's spawn one of these as well. And yeah, this guy doesn't look as good. The vines never even change color, but the blue one looks pretty cool. And as you can see, he has fire resistance, just like it says. The wart golem is also supposed to be able to plant nether wart, so let's give him some soul sand underneath him, and maybe he'll do it. Or he'll just walk away from the soul sand, I guess. You can't get away from the soul sand. Come on, you have to plant some nether wart. Oh wait, he actually did plant some nether wart. That's pretty cool. Honestly, since there's two different colors of wart golems, I'm gonna give the wart golem a 5 out of 10. I mean, he's alright. Planting nether wart isn't that useful because you can just plant nether wart yourself, but I mean, he still looks pretty cool. Next up, we have the redstone golem. And it says the redstone golem provides redstone power, which makes sense because he's the redstone golem. So let's just place some redstone on the ground and see if it's actually accurate. He provides a lot of redstone power too. This is not running out. So the redstone golem is probably pretty useful, so I'm gonna give this guy like a 6 out of 10. And now let's move on to the next page of golems, which is the clay golem and the mud golem. These golems don't seem to have any use in the book, so we're just gonna speed run these. This is the clay golem. It's literally just a clay golem, that's it. And this is the mud golem. It doesn't look much better, but he has a flower on his head, which is pretty cool. I'm probably gonna give the clay golem like a 3 out of 10. He doesn't really do much. And I'll give the mud golem a 4 out of 10 just because he has a flower on his head. The next page of golems looks a bit more useful. We have the sandstone golem. All he has is fire protection. Actually, he's not that useful, but the crafting golem, which you can right click to open a crafting menu. We have to see that. So first, let's spawn the sandstone golem, and all he really is sandstone golem. That's it. It's just like the clay golem and the mud golem. He's just there. He's just a golem. But we'll spawn the crafting golem next. And the crafting golem actually looks pretty cool. I mean, his eyes look kind of strange. I don't really know if his eyes match his body, but if I right click this guy, I get a crafting table, which is actually really cool. This means as long as I have a crafting golem, I don't even need to carry crafting tables with me. That's sick. So because of that, I'm gonna give the crafting table a 7 out of 10 because he's actually useful, and I'm gonna give the sandstone golem a 2 out of 10. I mean, he just has no use. In the next page of golems, we have the lapis golem and the polished granite golem. Okay, that might be the most useless golem I've heard of yet. But first, we'll spawn the lapis golem, which is gonna be similar to the redstone golem, I think. Yeah, they look kind of the same, except the lapis golem has some gold marks on him. I don't really know why he has gold marks on him. The lapis block doesn't have that. And let's also check out the polished granite golem. Yeah, I don't know why this guy exists. I mean, he doesn't look that bad, to be fair. When you hit the lapis golem, he's supposed to give potion effects to you, so let's see what he does. Okay, I got nothing so far, and I still got nothing. Okay, I don't think he's actually giving potion effects. I think it was a lie. Okay, yeah, I think the potion effects thing was a lie, so because of that, I'm gonna have to give this guy a 3 out of 10. I mean, he doesn't even do the thing he's supposed to do. And the granite golem looks a little bit better than I thought he would, so I'm gonna give this guy a 4 out of 10. I mean, he's kind of useless, but he looks pretty cool. On the next page, we have the raw gold golem and the librarian golem, and these golems still don't really have any use, so we're just gonna speed run these ones as well. The raw gold golem looks alright. He doesn't look that bad. It's just like a raw gold block, though. And the librarian golem actually looks pretty terrible. What is this? This looks really strange. It's literally the bookshelf texture on a golem. That's it. I'm gonna have to give this guy a 1 out of 10. This is just awful. Wait, where'd he go? Okay, he literally just teleported away because I gave him a 1 out of 10. Or wait, did he give himself invisibility? Okay, that's actually pretty cool that he can do that. I'm gonna have to up the rating to like a 3 out of 10 now. And the raw gold golem a 2 out of 10. I mean, what is the use of a raw gold golem? Like, why is this even in the game? Alright, we still have a lot more golems to go, so let's open the book again. And the next golems we have is the honeycomb golem and the log golem. And the honeycomb golem summons a bee, and the log golem does nothing, but it looks like you can make it from any type of wood, so we're gonna have to test that. So first, let's spawn a honeycomb golem like this, and this thing looks pretty bad. He looks kind of like the raw gold golem, because the honeycomb looks similar, but he summons a bee, so we have to see that. Come on, summon the bee. Maybe if I right-click him. No, he's not summoning the bee. I guess we just have to wait. While we're waiting for him to do that, I'm gonna spawn the log golem. So let's get a regular oak log, and we're gonna get a stripped mangrove log as well. And first, let's test the oak log, and yeah, it's just an oak log golem like you would expect. But if we spawn a mangrove log golem, apparently it's gonna look like a mangrove log as well. And no, wait, no, it does. That is a mangrove log, but it's it's not a stripped mangrove log like it showed, but that is still pretty cool, because that means we could make a birch log golem, and that's gonna look pretty interesting. Yeah, this is a strange looking golem, but it is a birch log golem. Now let's see if the honeycomb golem has spawned a bee yet, and it doesn't look like he's spawning them, so I'm gonna have to just rate this guy. If he did spawn a bee, he would be pretty cool, so I'm probably gonna rate him a 5 out of 10, and as for the log golem, I'm also gonna rate him a 5 out of 10, just because you can spawn different log golems. So on the next page of golems, we have a dried kelp golem and a raw copper golem, which also don't really seem to do anything, so I'm just gonna spawn them quickly. So here's the dried kelp golem, and this is what he looks like. He looks pretty lame. That's like a 2 out of 10. And the raw copper golem. This guy's definitely a little nicer than the raw gold golem, because you can see he's getting oxidized in random parts, but he still doesn't look that great, so he's probably like a 4 out of 10. Next on the list, we have the coal golem and the sponge golem, and the sponge golem seems really interesting because he absorbs water. So first we'll spawn the coal golem right here, and apparently the coal golem gave effects to enemies, so let's see. Nope, he's still not doing anything. Yeah, the coal golem doesn't look that bad. He's probably like a 5 out of 10, but now let's check out the sponge golem. I'm gonna spawn the sponge golem in the water, so let's just spawn him down here, and apparently he's supposed to absorb water, and yeah, he's absorbing water just like a sponge. This is so sick. And you can even see he has water particles on him because he's absorbing the water, so he's turning into a wet sponge golem. I mean, that's kind of strange, but whatever. I will say he looks pretty bad though. He doesn't look that great, but since it's such a unique golem, I'm gonna give him a 7 out of 10 because absorbing all this water is really cool. But now let's see if the next golems can top that. And for our next golem, we have the slimy golem and the skulk golem. The slimy golem has a massive knockback attack and splits in two, and the skulk golem has fire protection and places skulk veins. These guys are definitely interesting. So let's start with the slimy golem, which we'll make with slime blocks like this, and he doesn't look that interesting right now, but apparently he has a massive knockback attack. So let's spawn a husk, and let's see this knockback. Oh my god, he actually went flying. It's definitely not as far as I thought it would be, but he launches him pretty high to make up for it. And apparently the slime splits into two, just like the honey golem, so let's see this. Wow, he has a lot of health. And yeah, he splits into two slime golems. The slime golem might be my favorite so far because of that, so I'm gonna give this guy a 9 out of 10. I mean, this is definitely a great golem. And let's also check out the skulk golem real quick. I definitely like how he has like a warden type face on him. That looks pretty cool. He's also supposed to spawn skulk under him, but I'm not really seeing any skulk under him. That's kind of weird. I'm gonna take the mod's word for it though, and I'm gonna believe that he spreads skulk. And this guy has a pretty cool design, so because of that, I'm gonna give him a 7 out of 10. This guy looks pretty sick. Now it's time to move on to the next golems, and the next golem we have is the purpur golem and the stem golem. The purpur golem teleports randomly, and the stem golem has fire protection and plants fungus. So first let's spawn the purpur golem like this, and that guy doesn't look that bad. He even has enderman particles to show that he teleports. But we're not gonna wait for him to teleport. I believe the mods, so I'm just gonna give this guy a 5 out of 10. He doesn't look that bad. And here's the stem golem. This is the red stem golem. Similar to the wart golem, he still has the wrong color vines, which looks kind of weird. But other than that, he looks pretty cool, and I'm assuming you can spawn another color stem golem as well. And yeah, there's a blue one as well. I kind of forgot what these guys are supposed to do, but do we really want to wait for it? These guys kind of look like the wart golem, but worse, so I'm just gonna give them a 3 out of 10. The next golems are the mushroom golem and the raw iron golem, and honestly, we already know what these are gonna look like, so I'm probably just gonna skip them. And next we have the shroomlight golem and the terracotta golem, which has some weird transcriptions on the bottom, so we definitely have to check this guy out. But first we're gonna spawn a shroomlight golem, and I'm just gonna set it to nighttime to see if he really emits light. Yeah, it seems like he's lighting up the area around him. This one is actually pretty sick, so because of that, I'm gonna give him a 6 out of 10. But the next golem had some weird transcriptions on the bottom, so we have to get to the bottom of this and see what happens. So right now we just have a regular terracotta golem, that's it, but I don't really know what the transcriptions were about. Maybe I need to use glazed terracotta. So let's take some glazed terracotta like this, and we'll place a head on top, and it just does nothing. So I have no idea what these transcriptions were for. Honestly, I'm just gonna give this guy a 1 out of 10. He looks pretty lame with nothing on him, I'm not gonna lie. The next golems we have seem to have a ton of features. This is the skulk catalyst golem and the magma golem. The skulk catalyst golem has fire protection, provides light, places skulk veins, and gives potion effects to the enemy. And the magma golem has fire protection, provides light, lights creatures on fire, and splits in two. So first let's spawn a skulk catalyst golem like this, and he looks like the skulk golem, but he actually looks a lot better. It's basically the skulk golem with some skulk catalyst details on it, so that actually looks pretty cool. He's supposed to give enemy mobs potion effects, and this never really seems to work on me. Okay, never mind. I literally just got blinded, and I wasn't even the one being attacked. And this blindness is literally lasting forever. Can this go away? So because of that, I'm gonna give him an 8 out of 10. I mean, this guy looks pretty sick, and he does what it said he would do. And now let's spawn the magma golem and see what happens with this guy. Apparently the magma golem is supposed to set mobs on fire, so let's spawn a husk right here, and he didn't really set him on fire. Let's try again. Okay, now he set him on fire, I'm pretty sure. I don't know if husks burn in the daytime, I'm not really sure. But yeah, the magma golem also splits into two, so let's see that quickly. And yeah, there's two little magma golems, that's so cool. The magma golem definitely had the most features so far, but he doesn't look that great, so I'm gonna give him an 8 out of 10. Next, we have the concrete golem and the coral golem, and the concrete golem seems pretty lame. I mean, he's probably the same as the terracotta golem, so we're not even gonna spawn this guy. But apparently the coral golem is an advanced swimmer, so we have to see that. So let's get a couple coral blocks, because I'm pretty sure he's gonna have different colors. At least I hope he does. And we'll spawn the first one right here. And we have a blue coral golem who's just standing in the water. He's not really swimming. And let's just also spawn a red one. And yeah, they actually have different colors. But I wonder if that means you can spawn a dead golem too. So let's spawn some dead coral. And yeah, there's a dead coral golem as well. That's pretty sick. As for advanced swimming, I don't really think they're swimming. They're just kind of standing in the water. Maybe we'll give them a little bit of time. And wait, the dead golem actually transformed into an alive coral golem because he was in the water. That's actually a pretty crazy feature. But yeah, they don't really seem to be swimming. So because of that, I'm gonna give them a 6 out of 10. I mean, they're not drowning either, but they're definitely not swimming. On the next page, we have the packed mud golem and the brick golem, which also have no features, so we're just gonna skip over these guys. I mean, we already know what they're gonna look like. And on the next page, we have the polished diorite golem and the smooth stone golem, which also have no features, so we're gonna skip them as well. But the next page, we have the ice golem and the nether brick golem. The ice golem freezes water and cools lava, which is definitely pretty cool, but makes no sense, because how is it cooling lava? It's ice. And the nether brick golem has fire protection and lights creatures on fire, similar to the magma golem. So let's just spawn our ice golem right here by the water. And yeah, he turns the water to ice. Oh my god, look at those eyes. Okay, those eyes look way too goofy. I don't really know what's wrong with those eyes there. But yeah, he turned the water to ice just like it said he does, and the golem design looks pretty cool other than the eyes. But we have to see what he does to lava, because that makes no sense. Okay, he burns, but he does turn it to obsidian. It's really strange. I don't know how he's burning, but he's transforming the lava to obsidian. That's kind of weird. Let's just push this guy in the water. Oh wait, we can't. He's actually gonna die of the fire. He literally can't go in the water. He died of the fire because he turned the water to ice. That's crazy. Next, let's check out the nether brick golem quickly. And yeah, he's just the nether brick golem, and apparently he's gonna set this husk on fire. And yeah, he set him on fire. I mean, the nether brick golem's not that bad. I'm probably gonna give this guy like a 5 out of 10. But the ice golem was definitely a cool design, so I'm gonna give this guy an 8 out of 10. And if it wasn't for the eyes, he definitely would have got higher. I mean, what are these eyes? Alright, on the next page of golems, we have the furnace golem and the polished andesite golem. Why do we have all these weird golems? Who would spawn the polished andesite golem? But the furnace golem is probably pretty cool. I'm kind of disappointed that it doesn't look like he can cook items, but he provides light and consumes fuel, so we have to check that out. So let's just place some furnaces right here, and this guy looks pretty cool. He doesn't look how I expected him to look, but he looks cool. It says this guy consumes fuel, so let's give him some coal, and yeah, that's what I thought it would do. It makes him light on fire. But he can't cook stuff, unfortunately, which is the one thing the furnace golem should be able to do, so because of that, I'm gonna give him a 6 out of 10. On the next page, we have the polished deep slate golem, which is another useless golem. Why would I spawn this? And we have the redstone lamp golem, which seems interesting. It has fire protection, provides light, and you can right click it to change the texture. We have to see that. So let's get our redstone lamp, and we'll place 4 of these like this, and this is the redstone lamp golem. He actually looks really bad, I'm not gonna lie. I kind of expected this guy to look a lot better, but we can right click him to change texture, so let's see that. And it doesn't really change the texture, but it's like turning him on and off. I wonder if this actually affects his lights. So let's set the time to night, and yeah, he has no light right now, but if you right click him, he emits light. That's actually pretty cool. But there was the shroom light golem earlier, which also emits light, and he looks a lot better than this, so I'm gonna have to give this guy a 5 out of 10 because he doesn't look that great. Alright, on the next page of golems, we have the dispenser golem and the sea lantern golem. The dispenser golem shoots arrows, and you can right click to refill, and the sea lantern golem provides light and is an advanced swimmer. I mean, we saw what advanced swimmer did last time. It really did nothing, so hopefully it's different this time. But first, let's spawn the dispenser golem like this, and he looks similar to the furnace golem, as I would expect, and when we right click this guy, you can put stuff inside of the dispenser. So let's just get some arrows of harming, and we'll put these arrows inside of the dispenser golem like this, and now let's spawn a husk, and let's see if he shoots him. Okay, he's shooting him really slowly, and then he just switches to melee. But if I spawn him like way over here, he's definitely gonna shoot them. Yeah, he's shooting them with the arrows, although he doesn't shoot them really quickly, so it's not that useful. I will say this is probably the most useful golem so far in terms of goleming. I mean, he definitely would defend you, so I'm gonna give this guy an 8 out of 10. As for the sea lantern golem, let's see. So the sea lantern golem looks pretty much how you would expect it, and he's walking in the water again. He's not really swimming. Maybe we have to spawn him deep in the water to see him swim. So let's spawn another one of these guys in the water, and no, he's still walking in the water. He just doesn't swim. I'm gonna give this guy a 2 out of 10. He just doesn't do what he says he's supposed to do. Alright, on the next page, we have the frog light golem, which provides light, and the polished blackstone golem with fire protection. I swear we already saw the polished blackstone golem in the book before, but the frog light golem seems pretty cool, so let's check that out. I got 2 different types of frog lights right here, so let's try the green one first. And yeah, we have a green frog light golem like I expected, and we'll try the yellow one as well. And yeah, he does change color, but he doesn't look that great. I mean, come on, this could have been a little bit better. But he does have a use because he lights the area area up at nighttime, so I'm gonna give him a 5 out of 10. I mean, he's not that bad. On the next page, we have the polished basalt golem and the ancient debris golem. The polished basalt golem is not worth spawning, but the ancient debris golem has fire protection and blast protection. I'm really interested in how good this blast protection is, so let's check this one out. So first we'll get our ancient debris like this, and we'll just place it, and this guy doesn't look the best, but he also doesn't look the worst. So apparently this guy has blast protection, so to test this out, I'm gonna spawn a TNT golem and set it off right beside him. So let's see if he can survive this. And yeah, he literally took no damage. He's invincible to TNT. That's crazy. Since that's a unique feature that we haven't seen before, I'm gonna give the Ancient Debris Golem a 7 out of 10. This guy's actually pretty good. Alright, next up on the list, we have the Quartz Golem and the Gold Golem, which don't really seem to do anything, except there's gold coins in the Gold Golem, so we're gonna check that out. I don't really know if they just added a picture for fun, or if it actually does something, but let's see. So this is the Gold Golem in game. If you right-click this guy, he doesn't really do anything. There's no gold coins. Maybe if you kill him, he's like Sonic, and he drops coins. Nope, he's not dropping coins when I do damage. And he just drops a couple of gold ingots. He drops 10 gold ingots. That's actually pretty good. But that's less gold ingots than you get for making him, so that's pretty useless. Because of that, I'm gonna give the gold golem a 3 out of 10. There was no gold coins. He's not that great. Next up, we have the Prismarine golem and the Endstone golem. The Prismarine golem is an advanced swimmer, and we already know what that means. It means he walks underwater. And the Endstone golem teleports randomly. The Prismarine golem also has a picture of a guardian though, so I wonder if he attacks like a guardian. It also shows you can make it with multiple different blocks, so let's see if these Prismarine blocks spawn a different golem. Alright, so far this golem looks the same as the block. What about this? Nope, they're all the same golem. That's unfortunate. Let's see this guy attack a husk though. I wonder if he attacks like a guardian. Okay, he's not even fighting the husk. Nope, he literally just melees. I don't even know why there was a picture of a guardian. That's pretty lame. And he can't even fight the husk. I mean, this is just going on forever. I don't know what this is. Alright, the Prismarine golem isn't that interesting. I'm gonna give him a 3 out of 10 as well. And as for the Endstone golem, he's just the Endstone golem, except he has these really weird looking eyes. I don't know why he has purple eyes, but those are pretty cool. Endstone golem's probably about the same. I'm also gonna give him a 3 out of 10. Alright, next up we have the Bone Golem and the Amethyst Golem. And the Bone Golem just has a skull and crossbones here, which I don't really think means anything, as we've seen on the other pages. But the Amethyst Golem can drop amethyst shards when hurt, so I guess this guy's similar to Sonic and not the Gold Golem, but we'll see if it actually works. So this is the Amethyst Golem in game. This guy actually looks really cool. I especially like how his feet are kind of like that one block that's in the geode. I don't really remember what the block is called. So if we hit this guy, he's supposed to drop shards, so let's see if this works. And no shards so far. Let's try another hit and another hit, and he doesn't actually drop shards until you kill him, I think, which is kind of lame. I kind of expected him to drop shards every time you hit him. Maybe it's a random chance, so let's just punch him instead. Yeah, wait, he actually drops shards when you hit him. Okay, that's actually cool. And I definitely think this is one of my favorite designs so far, so because of that, I'm gonna give this guy an 8 out of 10. I mean, this guy looks so cool. And as for the Bone Golem, I mean, this guy looks pretty sick if it's Halloween. I can definitely see Mojang just adding this guy for like a Halloween update or something, but I mean, that's all there really is. He's just the Bone Golem. So because of that, I'm gonna give him a 4 out of 10. I mean, he looks cool, but he doesn't really do anything, I don't think. On the next page, we have the Waxed Copper Golem and the Copper Golem, which are pretty much the same thing, except one of them's waxed, obviously. And both of them can summon a lightning bolt. Alright, so we're gonna spawn a fully oxidized copper first, and he has a lightning rod on his head. That looks pretty sick. And let's just spawn a regular copper. Alright, this is our Copper Golems. I definitely like the colors, but that's just because they're copper. That has nothing to do with the golem. I'm gonna set the weather to a storm, and let's see if they can actually summon a lightning bolt. I'm right-clicking him, and it's not really doing anything, but I'm assuming right-clicking him probably has nothing to do with it. So let's just see if this guy spawns a lightning bolt. Come on, you can do it. I would assume he spawns a lightning bolt. That's literally what it said he does. But he's not really doing anything. I don't know. This guy doesn't seem to be summoning lightning. Maybe it was an attack. So let's spawn some husks right here, and let's see if they attack him with lightning. No, they're still not even doing that. So I'm assuming these guys do spawn a lightning bolt, and we're just not seeing it. So I'm gonna give them a 6 out of 10. Next up, we have the Glowstone Golem and the Glass Golem. And the Glowstone Golem just has fire protection and provides light, just like the Shroom Light Golem from earlier, probably. But the Glass Golem seems kind of interesting. Even though it does nothing, I still want to see it. So let's get some regular glass, and we'll also get some stained glass. First, let's see the regular glass, and that looks kind of weird. I mean, you can just see through the golem. That's kind of strange. And let's see if the stained glass actually stains him. And yeah, they actually get stained, so that's pretty cool. As for the usefulness of the glass golem, I'm not really sure he has any use, but he definitely looks pretty cool, especially when he's stained. So I'm gonna give the glass golem a 5 out of 10. I mean, you have to admit, it's pretty cool being able to see through the golem. I'm not gonna lie. On the next page of golems, we have the obsidian golem and the emerald golem. The obsidian golem has fire protection and blast protection, and the emerald golem follows villagers. It also has 190 health, which is a lot of health. That's probably the most health I've seen yet. So first, let's just spawn the obsidian golem just to see it. And yeah, that's the obsidian golem. I will say he looks pretty cool. I definitely like the design. So I'm gonna give him a 5 out of 10 because he doesn't really have a use, but he looks cool. And as for the emerald golem, let's see what he looks like. Alright, the emerald golem design is definitely pretty strange, but I want to see what it means when he follows the villager. So let's spawn a villager right here. And does he literally just follow him and that's it? Yeah, he just follows him around. So it's like a regular iron golem, but he's more protective. I wonder what happens if we spawn 2 villagers though. Who will he follow? Okay, it looks like he just likes the original villager. He's not following the other one. I will say, since this guy has 190 health, he's definitely the most buff golem we've seen so far. So because of this, I'm gonna give him a 7 out of 10. I don't really like his design, but I mean, he's pretty cool. He does something different than all the other golems, and he has a lot of health. Alright, for the next golems, we have the crying obsidian golem and the diamond golem. The crying obsidian golem looks the same as the obsidian golem, and the diamond golem has 220 health and 22 attack damage. And it also has a chest full of diamonds, but I'm pretty sure that means nothing. So let's just spawn the crying obsidian golem first, and this honestly looks pretty awful. I mean, he's just purple everywhere. This is one of the worst golems I've seen. I'm gonna give this guy like a 2 out of 10. He looks really bad. But now let's see how the diamond golem looks. And the diamond golem actually looks pretty cool. I kind of hate how the texture is just kind of pasted onto him though. There's just random lines everywhere. They don't fit the golem at all. I will say this guy has a ton of attack damage though. Like, let's see him take out all these husks. He's not even struggling to kill all these husks. He literally took like no damage. I wonder who will win, the warden or the diamond golem. The diamond golem definitely has the advantage because he's gonna attack the warden before it attacks him. But no, the diamond golem's already taking a ton of damage. It's not looking good. Yeah, the diamond golem literally got destroyed by the warden. And when the diamond golem dies, he dropped 17 diamonds. I mean, once again, it literally takes more diamonds to make him than he does drops, so I wonder what his use is. I mean, he's definitely a good bodyguard though, because he does a lot of damage, even though he died to the warden. So because of that, I'm gonna give the diamond golem a 7 out of 10. I don't really like his design. I think his texture should have had a little bit more effort put into it. Alright, now for the last page of golem, we have the netherite golem. The netherite golem has 290 health and 28 attack damage. He also has fire protection and blast protection, just like the obsidian golems. So let's spawn our netherite golem like this, and this guy's texture looks a lot better. This is what the diamond golem should have been, honestly. The netherite golem is definitely stronger than the diamond golem, but I'm not really sure if this guy can take out a warden. He still might not be strong enough. Oh wait, he's taken out a random pillager, and he destroyed that pillager. Oh, and he's fighting another pillager. Alright, now let's see if the netherite golem can take out the warden. I don't really think he'll be able to, but let's see. Alright, he's doing good so far. Okay, he's already taking damage. This isn't looking good. He's surviving a lot longer though. Oh, and he's dead. He survived longer than the diamond golem, but he was still no match for the warden. And when he dies, you get 5 netherite scraps and 8 netherite ingots. I still don't think it's worth it to spawn these guys. They drop nothing compared to what it takes to build them. But I will say the netherite golem definitely looks a lot better than the diamond golem. So because of that, I'm gonna give him an 8 out of 10 just because he's really strong. If you want to see more videos like this, make sure to check out the videos that just popped up on the screen. Somebody told me that they're really good. It definitely wasn't me.